Hi, this is Kat at inkingpaperwithkat.com. Welcome to my craft room. Today's project is this little country home cookies and cider box. It's a book box and it opens up over here, and inside we have one little packet that has 3 little shortbread cookies and a package of apple cider. Hot apple cider. Perfect treat for a cool fall afternoon. And I love fall. I can't wait for fall weather to really kick in. I live in Southern California and it's still pretty warm here. For this project we need, and we're using Blackberry Bliss this time. That one was crushed curry. We need a piece that is 6 by 6 3/4, a piece that is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. We need a piece that's 4 by 4, 4 by 4 1/2. That's for cutting out the oval. We need a piece of Whisper White for stamping, another small piece of Whisper White for stamping, and we need 3 pieces of DSP. 2 are 4 by 3 1/4 and 1 is 4 by 1 1/4. The stamp sets that we're using 2. We're using Wishing You Well, and we're going to use this sheaf of wheat, and we are also using this little bow. And then the greeting is from the Tree Time set, and we are using Thinking of You today. And we are going to use crushed curry and Blackberry Bliss ink. We also need our oval layering framelits. These are the 2 largest size that do not have a scallop. These are not scalloped. And we need a length of ribbon that will go with our project. This is actually fresh fig, but it works perfectly with Blackberry Bliss, and it's maybe 20 inches long. All right, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is get out our Simply scoreboard. Make sure that it's in camera. And we are going to start with the 6 by 6 3/4 piece of paper, and we are going to score at 1 1/2 on all 4 sides. Oops, and don't jump like I just did. So 1 1/2, 1 1/2, 1 1/2, and final one, 1 1/2. Then with our 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 on the long side, we are going to score at 3 1/2 inches. We are going to rotate it 180 degrees and do 3 1/2 inches again. The reason I do it that way is then we know both of these are exactly the same, and since it's a book box, we need to make sure that that is what happens. All right. Put your Simply scoreboard away, and we will do some folding and burnishing. So these we just fold and burnish, and fold and burnish. Okay, fold all 4 of these. Burnish them quite well because we want this box to be very crisp, because it has to lay very nicely inside of that other one. All right, now with paper snips, you are going to cut to the inside of that fold line up to the first score line, and take a wedge on both sides. This time you're also cutting to the inside of that fold line. Basically, you're getting rid of that little knobbly bit. Oh, I didn't do that one very well, did I? And again, take a wedge on both sides. Flip it over, or around actually, and repeat. This would be a nice little wishing you well gift as well. If somebody starts coming down with a fall cold, or just feeling under the weather, or just saying that I'm thinking of you. Maybe somebody's going through a rough patch and just needs a little reminder that they're important to someone. All right, to assemble this, we are going to use tear and tape. You could use Tombow, but I don't want to spend the time on the to wait for it to dry really well. So we'll just quickly use some tear and tape. You could also use fast fuse. I would not recommend snail for this project. I don't think it would be sturdy enough. And by the time you put the cookies and the cider in this box, it does have some weight to it. So you want to make sure that your box is really, really sturdy. All right, that's tape on all of our tabs. This is going to be adhered down inside of your book. So we need to put some tear and tape on the bottom of our box as well. A little over there, so I'm going to trim this. Okay. Use your bone folder and just give them a quick push down. It makes it easier to remove the release tape. And then just grab either a little piercing tool or a pair of pointy tweezers works really well. We don't want to remove those bottom ones until we're ready to put it in our little book. Excuse me. Okay, so to put this together, it's like any other box. You just line up those corners. And adhere them. Okay, there we go. All right, let's work on our cover. So we have our DSP that we want to adhere, but before we do that, we need to put our ribbon down because our ribbon is going to be under our DSP. And you want to try to make sure that you have equal distance on both sides. So what I do is I just take a piece of tear and tape and I find the middle, which is 2 1/8, and I just put my tear and tape, and then I try to keep it straight as I go across, and there we have it. Turn that off. Peel off your backing. And now we are going to lay our ribbon down. Okay, I know that that is about the middle, and that is the middle of my cover. Okay. And it lines up pretty good. All right, now we can put our DSP on the box. Now, remember, if you have DSP that has a directional pattern, that you cut your pieces so that they're the same. You wouldn't want to cut one piece going this way and one going that way. So you need to make sure you remember to cut them. And if they are directional in that there is an image that has a top and a bottom, then you need to make sure you're taking that into consideration. So we're just going to put some, I'm using fast views. This is DSP, so you could use snail, you could use Tombow, whatever your preferred adhesive is. Whatever you're comfortable working with. And I like to do them all at the same time so I don't have to keep coming back. Okay. So this is the spine of our book, and we are going to line it up. Try to keep it as straight as we can, lay it down. All right, I kind of look at these and say which one looks the straightest to me, because they're not always straight, and that's what I pick as the top of my book. Now I can go in and put my container on the inside of my book. So again, all we do is remove the release tape. And you just want to make sure you're lining it up pretty well inside. Put it as, relatively close to that fold line with equal amounts on the top and bottom. Lay it down. Take your hands, just give it a good rub so it adheres well. Now, for our image, we are going to take our Whisper White pieces and do some stamping. We are using Blackberry Bliss and Crushed Curry. I'm going to stamp my sentiment first, and I'm using the Blackberry Bliss for that. I'm just going to put it right there. Upside down, but it was fine. All right, now with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it up in Crushed Curry. And I know people are going to go, no, you're contaminating your pad, but I'm not worried about it. And I'm just going to rock it around the very edges and pick up a little bit of Blackberry Bliss. Not a lot, if you can see that. And then I'm going to stamp. Now you could do this on your Stamparatus and do the two colors separately, but like I said, I'm not worried about it. So you see, I just got a little bit of extra dimension to that. And that's all I wanted. Now we are going to take the bow in Blackberry Bliss, and we are going to just line it up, and you can pretty much see where it's going to go, and stamp. Perfect bow. Alright, let's put our ink away before we get it all over something. And then this gets cut with the Christmas tradition punch. And it just perfectly fits in there. Then we need to cut this and this using the Big Shot. So let's move things out of our way. I'll bring the Big Shot up. Magnetic plate, paper, paper, and our two dies. The smaller of the two is to go around the image. And this is to cut the background piece. So when you have everything lined up to your satisfaction, top plate, and run it through. Take our plates out of the way. This gets adhered with fast fuse, and just line it up so you have an equal border all the way around. Bring your box in. Let's go ahead and tie this so that it's flat while we adhere this. All you do is just tie a little bow on the side. She says as she struggles with tying a little bow on the side. There we go. Alright, we're going to just use fast fuse. And I am just lining this up in the center. I'm going to pop the greeting up with a couple of dimensionals. Oops. And I'm just putting it down in the lower right hand corner. Alright, there's my box all ready to fill. I'm very grateful that you joined me today. I hope you visit again. Try the project. You could do so many things with it. It could be Halloween, Christmas, birthday, anniversary, anything where you just want to give a small gift. See you soon.